Rishikesh and I welcome you all once again in the channel BSc Class Studies. Here in this channel we are going to discuss the continuation of previous topic, that is transpiration. For 11th, 12th, BSc and MSc student, this topic is very essential. The basic concept behind the transpiration is the loss of water from the aerial part of the plant in the form of water vapor. So we say in the form of water vapor. This process also takes place in evaporation. The evaporation when you boil water on the pot or in open pond system or in ocean, due to sunlight evaporation takes place. But transpiration is something different because it is controlled process, and the agent which controls the transpiration or the machinery which controls the transpiration is known as stomata. There is much vast information is available regarding the stomatas. First of all, where the stomatas are located? Leaves of the plant. The location and distribution of the stomata is uneven in the leaf. In previous part we have discussed about distribution of stomata on the leaves. Please go and watch that video. It will help you to understand what I am trying to tell you here. These stomatas, when you draw, will look like this. These cells which are covering, which is something hidden here. This is a microscopic pore. From where the water is going to escape into the environment. These stomata are present on the surface of the leaves. These microscopic pores which can be observed through the microscope only. If you see the size of this microscopic pore is almost around 40 micrometer, 24 micrometer. So micrometer means what? Many students struggles about this problem. You know very well 1 centimeter contains 10 millimeters. Everyone should know this. 1 centimeter includes 10 millimeter. But 1 millimeter includes 1000 micrometers. So you must have got this, what I am going to tell you here. The 1000 micrometer comes together to create 1 millimeter. Here I am saying that the stomata size is around 24 micrometer. So you must have got the idea. The stomata are very small, which are present on the leaf. So we will discuss about the stomata more with respect to the main topic of discussion of this lecture is opening and closing of the stomata. So first of all, why would the stomata will open and why would stomata will close is the first question. They open and they close to control the escape of water molecule. They controls the water, how much water molecule should leave by that plant. Otherwise, if stomata remain open, because it is microscopic opening, if stomata remain open, the whole water will lost into the environment and the plant will suffer from dehydration. So it is very devastating stage for the plant if the stomata remain closed, open. On the other hand, if the microscopic pore is completely closed, then what will happen? Then the process of transpiration will not take place and the plant will heat and will die due to the overheating. The transpiration acts as an air conditioning system. So the opening and closing of stomata is very essential to understand. First we will discuss about the opening mechanism of the stomata. Then we will go for the closing mechanism of the stomata. The opening of stomata takes place in many angiospermic plants, mostly during the daytime. So what happens during the daytime? There is availability of sunlight. The sunlight, when available, All plants perform one function which is common to the every plant, which is highlighting feature which makes plant as a autotrophic. This light causes photosynthesis in the plant. Due to the photosynthesis, when light falls on the stomata, especially on the guard cell, the chloroplast in a guard cell contain chlorophyll pigment. Due to the light, you will find there is a formation of starch in guard cell takes place. For formation of starch, plant requires carbon dioxide because photosynthesis substrates is carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide are utilized to formation of starch. Same reaction will take place in both cells. So the starch is, what is starch? First of all, this question is very important. What is starch? I will draw one simple diagram. Starch is a polymer. What is polymer? Polymer means which contain many monomers. Many monomers comes together to form polymer. Starch is a polymer which includes glucose as a monomer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have drawn here 6 glucose units. One starch molecule may contain thousands of glucose units. Thousands of glucose are connected by the linkages such as 1,4-alpha glycosidic linkages. So that is not topic of our discussion. Here I am saying that starch contains glucose which are interconnected by the bond. The starch during daytime, after production of starch, the enzyme which is present in a guard cell. I would request you to note down in your notebook. The enzyme is phosphorylase. This phosphorylase enzyme have unique tendency. It uses inorganic phosphorus and add upon the glucose molecule and separate it from the starch. Means what I am saying here, the phosphorylase enzyme cuts the bond between two glucose molecules and add a label like on each glucose molecule. Glucose contains 6 carbons. Out of these 6 carbons, the carbon number 1 will contain this inorganic phosphate. So due to this, you will find the phosphorylase enzymes have created the product which is known as glucose 1 phosphate. This glucose 1 phosphate is a product of this reaction with the enzyme which is responsible for this phosphorylase, which is present in a guard cell. The substrate is starch which is produced due to the process of photosynthesis because it is a daytime light is available. So why I am talking this? The glucose 1 phosphate have osmotic potential. What does it mean? You will have to watch the previous video lecture of SYBSC playlist where I have taught or discussed in detail about osmotic potential, turgor pressure and wall pressure, various points. So it will help you. But here I will just say that due to this formation of glucose 1 phosphate, you will have, for example, the starch which was containing 6 glucose molecules. Now you will have 6 glucose 1 phosphate molecules. Okay. So these 6 glucose 1 or glucose 1 phosphate which is present in a guard cell have osmotic potential, and what will happen is that the subsidiary cell which was present, I will make it easier for you to understand. Due to the formation of glucose 1 phosphate, the subsidiary cell which was present around this guard cell will send water into the guard cell. Once the glucose 1 phosphate form in the guard cell, these subsidiary cells send water into the guard cell And after sending the water molecule in guard cell, this guard cell become turgid, bulgy, and it result into the opening of stomata, which result into the opening of stomata. So, after looking at the opening process in the stomata, let's discuss about the next process, that is obviously closing of stomata. Obviously, it will be opposite to the opening process. Opening took place in the daytime where light was present. The closing takes place during night time. So what is so special about this night is that absence of light, no photosynthesis, but carbon dioxide is in atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is produced inside the plant with by the process of respiration. So what will happen is that, suppose this is the guard cell. Closing process is somewhat opposite to the opening process, but how? This is what we are talking here. The carbon dioxide concentration increases inside the guard cell by the process of respiration, which is unavoidable process because energy is produced after the respiration process. Carbon dioxide react with the water molecule. I am talking about the guard cell. Carbon dioxide react with the water, produces carbonic acid. This is acid. So obviously, when acid is produced, it decreases the pH of solution. When pH of the solution decreases, what happens is that the glucose 1-phosphate which was produced during daytime, all these glucose 1-phosphate will come together and get attached together with the help of same enzyme which was known as phosphorylase. This phosphorylase enzyme again gives back the starch molecule, and this starch molecule after get produced, the osmotic potential of the guard cell get decreases. The OP, osmotic potential of guard cell, when it decreases, the water molecule from this guard cell tends to go away or outside or exit the guard cell into the subsidiary cell, and due to this, the turgidity of guard cell get reduced and they get flaccid, and when they get flaccid, stomata get closed. So it was the story. You will have to rewind the video to listen what just I have said. So CO2 H2O produces carbonic acid which reduces the pH, and due to that glucose 1-phosphate which was separate units which was present in a guard cell get attached together by the phosphorylase enzyme and starch molecule get produced. Once starch molecule is produced, the osmotic potential of starch molecule is very low, and due to this, water molecule in the guard cell tends to leave the guard cell outside, and due to that the turgidity decreases and the cells of guard cell become flaccid and they get closed. What they closed? The microscopic pore which was present between two guard cells. The most important feature of the guard cell is that the internal wall of the guard cell is very much thick, whereas the outer wall of the guard cell is very much thin or light. Light means thinner, means whenever water comes inside, they get bulged. No. So, daytime and night time, you will find there is a difference in osmotic potential inside the guard cell. During daytime, pH of the solution get increases. During night time, pH of the solution get decreases. So, it was the just brief information. Various objections are given on this theory, which is a basic theory. In the syllabus, you will find Stewart hypothesis and potassium pump hypothesis. We will discuss about them in upcoming classes. Here I have just said you that the basic theory is given, and many scientists have shown that this theory is wrong. How this theory is failed, we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.